Alright guys, welcome to 4.6 Savage. Now I want to talk to you about some upcoming mods that I'm planning to do to rows. Now currently over here I have a new tack going in. It's a small tack, but it's still a tack. And I also have an oil pressure gauge that I will be putting in. Now I'm getting a 3-gauge pod, so I am going to be running an oil pressure gauge, an air-fuel ratio gauge, and a vacuum gauge with boost, but I'm staying NA, so yeah, I'm not going to need the boost. So the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving to a tubular kmember. Now, I should have done a tubular kmember long ago, but I'm going to do it now because my headers are leaking at the flange. As you can see down there, they're leaking at the flange. So I am going to have to pull them off and either do something with them, probably reseal them. So the kmember is going to get switched when I do that. Now, along with the kmember, I am going to do subframe connectors, maximum motor subframe connectors, full length. And I am also going to do torque box reinforcements, because you can never have too much reinforcement. Now, there's another thing I've noticed about a couple people that run the SN95s, is that they seem to think when they don't have a strut brace that it's okay. Now, I have run this car with and without the strut brace. It is necessary to drive with a strut brace. And I don't say that for handling wise, because it's not. To me, it really didn't make a difference for handling. The engine twists so much without that strut brace. It made me feel like I was going to twist the frame because that strut brace was not on it. Now, when I do the tubular kmember, I will be switching to poly motor mounts. I am making sure this brace is on tight so it does not pull the shock towers apart, because I had a bit frame when I got this, and the shock towers were pushed out. Luckily, I pushed it back out and was able to get it back into spec. So I'm lucky on that front. But right now, as it sits, the strut brace and the subframe connectors are going to probably fix pushing it out, because that had to take some structural integrity. Now, I did not heat up the frame. I just pushed it out with a bottle jack and it came back into spec. I did have an acetylene torch that I was going to heat it up with, but it decided to stick. Now, later when Rose becomes more of a race car more than a daily driver, I will be putting in a rear strut brace as well. Also, one more thing before I forget, I am going to be putting in instrument cluster dash lights. The blue LEDs that everybody sees, I've seen them. They look so cool. I want them. So I will be doing that. And hopefully everything will go smoothly. Now, the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm not sure whether I should get a 75mm throttle body with a plenum or a 78mm throttle body. Because this cold air intake is 3 inches, which is about 75mm, that will max out the airflow from this. If I get a 78, it would be this that becomes the restriction. So I'm not sure. And yes, it is an aluminum intake. I did notice more pickup with the cold air intake. Heat soak, I really don't see. My intake air temperatures really don't go up that much. I mean, it happens, but that's what's to be expected. But I wasn't paying $200 for a plastic intake. That's ridiculous. This one was $80, and I really shouldn't even paid that. I almost looked at the eBay kits were like $40. I have no problem using eBay stuff as long as it fits. Like, I was thinking of getting the 75mm throttle body for $30 on eBay. That's not a bad deal. But the issue is what's wrong with it, Anyway, guys, This is all I have for this video. Remember, have fun and be savage.